going on, everybody? We are back again, and we're going to go ahead and cover part 2 of the first video. And if you all haven't watched the first one yet, I definitely recommend that you go back and take a look. Okay? And we are Twin Flames Unite. If you don't know already, I'm Chris.
And I'm Leisha. What up? What it do?
And in this second part, we're going to dive a little bit deeper into why the whole twin flame relationship is so
Hard.
Yeah,
Hard.
Okay, and just to kind of recap what we talked about before, the twin flame relationship, the main purpose, the real meaning of a twin flame relationship is not all about the romance. It's just icing on the cake.
Right.
Twin flames are here to really do some spiritual work as far as growing individually, really diving into our past and issues, belief systems, things like that, to really evolve to our higher selves so that we can help others do the same.
Exactly, and to as a collective raise the vibration on the planet, make this world a better place to live in. You know, outside of the dogma and you know what society considers normal, and you know making everybody feel like less of or inferior to because you may have a special gift or whatever the case is.
Yep. So we're gonna jump right into it. Now, the first time I started out, but now Leisha's gonna start out.
Okay, here I go. All right, so so the first one, your twin is you, pretty much. Now, don't slip into the role or the blame game. If one keeps this way of thinking, they will forever stay in the run and chaser phase.
Oh yeah,
That's how that's created.
That's very important. I think you may need to say that just one more time, because we actually get a lot of people that are in the separation phase, in the run and chaser phase, and they're wondering, why does this phase keep going? So go say it one more time.
Say it one more time. Y'all listening? one more again. Don't slip into the victim role or the blame game. Don't. If one keeps this way of thinking, they will forever stay in the runner and the chaser phase. And that's the one place nobody wants to be.
No.
Okay?
No.
Now, we are one energy field in two bodies. That's the twin flames. So what we blame or judge him or her for, we blame ourselves for it, pretty much. Okay? Now, they are your ultimate mirror, and they give us exactly what we need for our own healing and growth. That's really important, okay?
Right.
Now, so when you blame them for ignoring you, you are ignoring yourself.
Yeah. And let me tell y'all, this is actually a funny part, because we were reading through this article, and it really confirmed a lot of stuff that we said, and she got off camera right now, and y'all know why. Because she would always feel like I was ignoring her in a couple of different situations, when actuality I was really just focused on what I was doing. But it really struck a chord with her, because she was like, God damn it. Because when you really recognize that you are your twin and your twin is you, so whatever is going on with your twin is actually going on with yourself. And Leisha and I just discovered that we really are each other's shadow side. Like, she's my shadow side and I'm her shadow side. It's wild. Yep. So that's one of the reasons why this whole process is pretty difficult. And I'm gonna go ahead and go at number 2. We actually got 11 here, so for the sake of time, we're probably going to kind of rip through these a little bit, but we will also include a link to the article that we got a lot of this information from. Okay, and the reason why we decided to go with this is that because it really just confirms everything that we've gone through up until this point. It was like, wow, that's just confirmation that we really need to share this information with other people who are searching for their twin flame, and before they go down that rabbit hole, really understand what they're getting themselves into.
Yep.
Okay, so for the second part of the reason why the twin flame journey is so difficult is that it's all about you. I'm gonna let that sink in for a second.
Say it, baby.
Now, there is no me, there is no him or her, it's only us. Okay? The faster that we can learn that, the faster we can reconnect with our twin. Okay? And the whole purpose of, the process of going through this and learning that it's all about you is to become our true divine self and drop everything that is not authentic about us.
Yep.
Okay? This process triggers in us until we peel off all of the fake layers and find our self-love.
Right, and that's the persona, you know, the mask, the status, all that stuff that's really not who you are.
Yeah, because Leisha and I recently, if y'all remember a few videos back, maybe 1 or 2 videos back, we discovered about our zodiac sign and we pulled up our natal chart.
So cool.
Okay. And one of the things that was really so interesting is that when you dig into it, you find out that your sun sign is actually your persona. That's the mask that you wear in front of everybody else.
Yep.
But when you look at your moon sign actually tells who you are for real.
Tell him what I'll do. Tell him.
So, like, my moon sign is Libra, which is Leisha's sun sign, and her moon sign is Pisces, which is my sun sign. How crazy is that?
So that explains a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and so when you learn that this is all about you and your spiritual growth, you come to a state of being without any self-doubt, without hurts, without any insecurities or other fears. So going through this whole process, you can understand why when people get into a twin flame relationship and they haven't done this work, why this is so hard. Okay?
You're pulling your hair out. Oh, I hate him. I hate her.
But at least you got number 3 for us.
Okay, number 3. Okay. So number 3 is the female is the lead. Okay? Ladies gonna get a little the ego gonna raise a little bit. Okay, so the female energy, the creative energy, she creates with her intuition, her heart, and sets intentions. She is preparing the energy field and is setting a certain frequency. Now, the male energy is a creative energy. They follow and they manifest. It can never be the other way around.
No.
Now, the male energy will never start to the male energy will never start to do their work until the female energy does their work.
Now this is very key, and I'm gonna jump in on this because there was something that I realized as I went through and read this, and why it was so why everything kind of happened so rapidly when Leisha and I got together.
Yeah.
And let me break this down for you, because I'm gonna tell you what she did.
Break it down, babe. Break it down.
Before I even got to the point where I was really searching for true love, I had to go through what I've said before, which is the dark night of the soul.
Yes.
Now, I was in a place where that probably would not have happened if Leisha didn't do what she did. And prior to me going through the dark night of the soul and really coming to grasp with everything, she actually did a lot of her work first.
I did a lot.
And this is the part that's so crazy, because recognizing that we're all energy, and with twin flames, we're all connected to infinity. There's no way that twin flames can actually be separated.
Right.
So what happened in her, once she started doing her work and really dug deep and got down to the core of everything, and came back to the point that she started loving herself, then that triggered me. So for the female energies that are out there, once again, like I said before in the previous video, we're talking about energies, because the female energy can be a man or it can be a woman. It just depends on your personality.
Exactly.
Okay? So it's very important for the females to start out on their part. And I know that sounds really contradictory, especially if you're into religion, Christianity. They say that the male should lead. That's not the case, because the female sets the intention
and the man carries it out.
Right.
It's the yin and the yang. You got to work together in harmony. Have a harmonious. That's how you have a harmonious union.
Right. So that's a shocker for you. If you need to pause this and let it sink in for a second, just go ahead and take a pause. But I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the next one. Okay. The second part, the fourth part, that's so difficult with the twin flame relationship is that silence is golden. And what do you mean silence is golden? What I'm talking about here is the separation phase, okay? And that's one of the things that is so hard for a lot of people to really grasp when it comes to the twin flame relationship, because they really want this bubble up phase and they want, why can't I get this? Well, the separation phase is actually a blessing in disguise.
It is.
All right, because what's going on here is that our souls want to focus on ourselves and our own issues and healing. This is when we go back into working through yourself. Alicia put out a post a little while ago, if y'all on Instagram, y'all have seen it, that you have to go within in order to get out.
Right.
Okay? And this transformation happens a lot quicker if we take away all distractions. So the separation phase is specifically designed for you to get rid of all distractions so that you can really go within and do all your self-work, all of your healing, so that you can become whole before you actually get in union with your twin flame.
Exactly.
Okay? Now, as we said in previous videos, if you get together with your twin flame, and some of y'all have noticed this, if you got together with your twin flame before you did this work, it created a lot of turmoil, a lot of trauma, a lot of pain, just because those two energies are so strong that it causes like almost an explosion in the spiritual sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
in the spirit, in the astral realm.
Yeah. So that's why it's so important. And dealing with yourself can really be a challenge in itself.
Right. And I just want to say this one thing. There was this young lady who was really upset because she said she did all this work and her twin flame is still not talking to her. So she said, I did all this work for nothing. So I don't want you guys to ever feel that working on yourself is you doing something for nothing. By you working on yourself, be proud of yourself, be proud of your progress, celebrate your progress. And eventually things will fall into place. Just continue to work on yourself, continue to walk that path.
Right.
Okay? Don't ever get discouraged.
It's not pointless, because your work, which we're going to get into in a moment, is that you still have stuff that you need to do. Okay?
Yes.
Well, we're going to get into that. I'm not going to jump ahead, but I'm going to go ahead right to our next one. Okay? Insight or issue number 6 is that acting out emotions is good. Now, this is something that really hit me personally, because I'm really introverted type of person, and I usually don't express a lot of feelings, because in society today it's really taught to suppress a lot of your negative emotions, like acting out, yelling, screaming, crying, like especially for a guy. You can't cry in public. It's just we taking your man card after that. But that's not. Yeah, but that's not the way that it really should be. And the other killing part is that they tell people that you really shouldn't laugh out loud. Like, people look at people crazy when they laugh out loud. I'm like,
You can look at me crazy if they want to.
yeah, I'm gonna laugh out loud.
How I feel about laughing out
like
loud.
all that. And the thing about this is that it's really a natural reflection, a natural reflex that humans have. I mean, you see it in babies. Whenever they're upset about something, they're gonna let it out, they're gonna let you know. And if you ever notice that once a baby lets that out, a few seconds later, like, nothing happened.
They're good.
Like, they're good.
They're straight.
Because they let that energy out. And we mentioned this before in our forgiveness video, because when you let that energy sit in, and what it actually does, holding emotions can manifest as muscle pains, inflammation. It can lead to serious illness such as cancer, heart attacks, strokes, etc. So it is very healthy for you to express your emotions. Don't hold anything in. If it's a negative emotion or if it's a positive emotion, don't hold it in. Let it loose, because holding on to those things actually causes a blockage in your throat chakra.
It does.
Okay? And when you're trying to go through ascension, you want no blockages going from 7 all the way up to 1.
Exactly. You gotta get that clear. Now, holding in those energies is like, maybe if you haven't experienced drinking before, You go out drinking, you get alcohol poisoning or whatever, food poisoning, and you know the way that the body gets rid of it is to regurgitate, to get it up. Now, if you hold that stuff down, it becomes toxic. So it's the same as the energy. You hold it in, it becomes toxic to the body. So it's important to let it out.
Yep. So true.
Yeah.
That's why she's smart, y'all.
I'm hyped.
All right, you all to the next
All right.
one.
Who's she
dropping the
I
mic.
did what he say not to do.
She get the mic.
It's okay. I'm okay.
There we go.
All right, so number 7. So start your mission now, ladies and gentlemen. Don't wait for your twin to be ready to start your mission, okay? You're supposed to reach a state of wholeness individually, okay? You are a light worker with specific gifts and talents. Start using these gifts and talents to help others.
Yes.
Your mission gives you purpose and creates a much more balanced state of being. Move forward with your life. If reunion was not happening, but know in your heart that you will connect after all blockages are removed. Okay?
Okay. Now this right here is really so key, because Alicia got a message, and I can't remember if it was on Instagram or if it was on YouTube actually, that a young lady asked, what should I do if I'm married and my twin flame is out there? She just said it right there. And I'm gonna read it one more time just to make it clear. Move forward with your life as if the reunion was not happening. But knowing your heart, you will connect after all blockages are removed.
Yeah.
Okay? Because with the twin flames, if you have any type of blockages, you're not going to come into union with your twin flame. I'm sorry.
I mean, and if they do come into union with the blockages, it's a strong possibility that it'll lead to separation.
Yeah.
So that's what the separation is.
Yeah.
Not being able to contain that type of energy within the same field.
Right. Yeah, and you're here for a more bigger purpose than to fall in love and just live this fairy tale life. Right now, there are a lot of people that are hurting, that need help, that have no guidance, and you have talents and gifts that can help these people ascend to their higher selves. So that's what we're here for.
Go ahead and spread the love. Okay.
Spread the love. Now, the 8th part about this that can be so difficult is really grasping the concept that we are transformers. And I don't mean Decepticons or Autobots up in here.
Transformers, robots in the sky. Sorry, I had to say that.
I mean, you got to. How can you not say that?
Oh, tell him my age.
Yeah. But when it comes to twin flames, as we stated before, we're here to help lift the vibrations of the world. And the thing that's so unique about twin flames, and actually for individuals as well, if you actually go through on this path, is that you learn how to take lower vibrations, which are like fear, anxiety, anger, things of that nature, and you're able to transmute that energy into a higher frequency, which is love, gratitude, things of that nature. And when you do it as a twin flame and as a union, manifestation comes so quickly.
Okay.
Yes. So and so that's just the 8th part, and we're almost done here. We appreciate y'all for holding on with us. So.
Right. So I'm gonna get into the 9th part, which is we had to go through 3D school. Okay. So often we ask ourselves, why do I have to go through this pain? It is fully understand the 3D programming and to experience ourselves, how it feels and how it works.
Right. Yeah. And just like Alicia said a moment ago, and if I'm not mistaken, she actually said that in the previous video, that when you were going through your childhood, experiencing the good side of things, not having to really wait for anything, but then coming to your adulthood and then going through some other difficulties. It's like she really had to learn.
I didn't have
sides.
any patience, and then I realized why I didn't have any patience. Remember, baby? Growing up as a child, I didn't have to wait for anything. Like my mom had like certain privileges, so we didn't have to stand in line at the bank. We didn't have to stand in line for anything. We just kind of went in, and people already knew, okay, my mom is coming, take care of her, and we leave. So growing up, I was used to that. Now, as an adult now in the real world, I had no patience. Like, I can't wait in line. We went to the grocery store. What was it, yesterday?
Yeah. We were at Publix. Y'all probably know about Publix. And I was already in line. There was one lady ahead of me, and she had only 2 items. But there was another register that was open where nobody had anything, and she couldn't wait for the 2 items.
I see it. But I see it now, though. I recognize it, and I see the importance.
And that's a part of your spiritual growth.
That's a part of my spiritual growth, is learning patience, and this is where Chris come in.
Yep.
And he's Job's son.
Oh boy. And then we got just 2 more for you. We're gonna go ahead and jump into number 10. And number 10 is that your old life is supposed to be destroyed. Now,
crumble and fall.
Now we've actually had some twins actually say, well, my life was pretty stable before I actually united with him or her, and actually I was happy. But when you think about it, were you really? Were you happy?
That persona,
that fakeness that you have to put on every time you go to work.
You can get tired
like,
of it.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here. But when you get that parking lot, you like, I can't get out.
Come to work. Oh, that building's still standing.
So so this whole process is meant to shake you up and really get down to who you are and help you to live authentically,
right, and
be your divine self,
right, your true self. Get in touch with your essence. You know what? You guys should look at what's that movie that we seen? The Dark Crystal.
Oh wow, yeah, Dark Crystal. It's an old movie.
It's an old movie.
Very old movie by Jim Henson.
But if you guys look at the Dark Crystal, you really get an understanding of what this world is really about.
Yes.
And this it's a twin flame. Those are the original twin flames.
Original twin flames.
Yeah, Dark Crystal. Y'all take a look at that movie. All right.
We got one more for you.
So now we're gonna go into the last one, number 11. 11. Okay. So reunion is only possible on a very high frequency level, guys. Let me say that again. Reunion is only possible on a very high frequency level. Okay. Now, once we have found self-love and feel completely connected to source, and we have let go of all fake programming, fears, trauma, inauthentic behavior, stuff like that, etc. We have raised our frequency back to our natural frequency. Now, when you're happy and whole and you're good with being alone, then we unite with our twin in harmony. Okay? In harmony, I was in the shower today and I really realized that being in harmony is being in balance.
Yes.
So harmony, balance. You balance out the feminine and the masculine energy, and it comes together as the divine.
Yes. So I know this video is way longer than we even anticipated in doing, but this is some really important information that we had to share, to put out there to the Twin Flame community, to let everybody know what's the real deal about this whole Twin Flame journey. Okay? Because once again, just getting together, that's just the beginning.
Right.
There's so much more work that has to be done until the time you really go back to source.
And you see, we made this video because nobody's talking about the mission. And the mission is so important. It's so super important.
Yes.
And that's why we took the time to make this 2-part video. I hope you guys really enjoyed it and you found it helpful. If you have any suggestions for any other videos, any questions that you might have, please feel free to leave comments below to let us know. And we'll be more than happy to make that video for you.
Yes. So, and if this video has been helpful for you, we definitely ask that you give us that
thumbs up.
And also hit that subscribe button, because we have a lot more videos that we're putting together, still working on some creative stuff to put together for y'all.
Yes. And we want to do a sketch for you guys.
Yes.
So working on that too.
And also we have a Patreon account now.
Yay.
So if you all are looking to really help in our progress and help putting out these videos and putting out more information, definitely support us on Patreon.
Right.
And also give us some ideas on what you all would like as far as some rewards for being a patron on our Patreon.
Exactly.
So definitely look forward to that. And so we are Twin Flames Unite. We love y'all. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you.